Good morning or afternoon or evening, whenever you're watching this. Thank you for joining Kristin Talks or Talks with Kristin. And it is a gorgeous day today. I'm so glad that you're all taking a few minutes to join me. And first of all, I wanted to say a little bit about journaling before we talk about anything else, because last week we talked about that. And I realized that some people have never done that before or don't really know how to do it because it's not been a part of their life. Well, I take for granted that I had excellent English teachers all through school, that most all of them had us do some kind of journaling or free write kind of thing, and I developed a love for writing and journaling. And little did I know that it was also therapeutic. Between gardening or my flower beds and journaling, those are probably two of the best therapies I've had my whole life, and I'm very thankful for that. But so we talked about journaling, and I want you to journal yourself at least for 1 week. If you'll do it for a month, I think it would be even greater. And you know, they say it takes 21 days to break a habit, so maybe 21 days to make a habit, and that would be a good habit. But I just think if you don't think you can do it for a month, you can do it for a week, then do it for a week just so you can look back at something and see if this is going to be something that'll help you. But talking about how to journal and what to journal, I mean, you can journal anything. I've had times where I've done a food journal before because I was having headaches and I was writing down everything I had going in my body and coming out of my body and everything I did, trying to figure out what was causing the problem. So there's a lot of different things to journal for, or reasons why, or whatever. You can journal your expenses. People don't like to do that one though, but it's actually a really good one to do. But when you journal your expenses, I'm talking if you buy a pack of chewing gum or you just buy a Coca-Cola at the store and you think, oh, that's not a big deal to write down. No, it is a big deal to write it down. So if you'll journal your expenses in a week or definitely a month, you can look back and go, oh my gosh, I am living paycheck to paycheck because I'm ordering too much, or I'm buying expensive coffees twice a day, or I didn't realize I was eating fast food this much and that I had that much money going out. So you can really get a hold of your expenses by journaling those. Maybe your health habits. If you do write down your food, what you take in, what you're eating and drinking. You know, it may be that you look back and go, well, now I know why that I don't feel well, because I'm dehydrated, because I'm not drinking enough. I thought I was drinking enough every day, and find out that you aren't. Because when you write it down, you will see, wow, I'm only drinking this much water every day. No wonder my body's fighting it. Or I've been eating garbage. No wonder I'm not healthy. And you know, it may help you get a wellness plan. You may journal about work details. You know, it may be things like, I'm not getting along with this coworker, or I really like these days and I don't like these days. And it may be something you can look back and see areas that you struggle, and there may be a pattern as to why. You know, is this something that I need to continue to do or not to do? Or, you know, pray through those things. You know, okay, Lord, now I see that I'm struggling on these days because I work with this person and this is what's going on. Well, how can we help that person? Let's pray for that person if you don't know how to help that person. That's the first thing. But, you know, it may be work things, and it may be something that if you're journaling for a while, you can go back and you can look and go, okay, see, it started getting better. And I can see it was getting better. Why is it getting better? And then that'll help you with future relationships too. But so there's lots of things you can journal about: your health habits, food, hydration, exercise, work, church, school, whatever, home life, all of that. How did this day make me feel? Then you can also look back and say, I laughed on that day. This was funny. I was smiling a lot that day. Why? You know, let's find more of those days. So write down the things that make you happy too, not just the things that make you sad. When did you sit outside and not hold an electronic device? You know, let's journal about that, because how often is that happening? How often do we go out and we just look at nature? We watch the squirrels or the birds, or look at the dead leaves falling off the tree, or the new growth on the trees, or the jonquils and daffodils that are blooming, the new growth, as we see the seasons. But it is so important if you can take that time. Okay, let's say you don't live in the country, so you don't see those kind of things. Okay, then go out and you'll see somebody walking their dog, or you'll notice people's faces. Did you speak to that person walking by and they smiled? The cars going by, whatever. There's just always something to look at besides our phones, our electronics. And we need to take those moments. And you can journal about that. You can take your journal out there and write about what you're seeing and feeling. And then when you go back and read that, you'll see the differences that makes. Do you remember something that felt so deep for you, whether happy or sad? What kind of experience was that? Why did you feel that way? And those, again, like I told you before, there may be things that you recall sometimes that you don't really want to remember, but it's important to remember because you can see where you've come from that moment. And then the happy things make you feel so good to read. Sometimes I'll be cleaning out a closet or something, and I'll find an old journal, and I'll flip through. And some of those things I had forgotten, and it's kind of neat to read back through. Some of them I've forgotten, and I'm glad. But, those things may not feel so good at the moment, but I know where I grew from those moments. And but I think the happy moments are real important for you to recall and you write about, because that makes you feel good as you go back and read your journal. So you may have to watch this podcast again as you start journaling to give you some ideas, if those are needed. Okay, now what I want to say today, and I'm not going to go crazy long again, but we all can help somebody. And you might think, well, I'm at home, so I can't help anybody. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. If you're at home all by yourself and you're thinking, how can I help somebody? Call and check on someone. Send cards to people. You can, when you call and check on someone, they may have a need and they don't know how to get help. You may know someone they can call, or you may be their advocate that gets them what they need. And so there you are helping. You're at home. You're thinking that you can't do anything for someone. Yes, you can. And it might be that you're just encouraging someone, or just checking on them. That is still helping people. And, we also need to think, okay, have I overlooked an opportunity to help someone? Wow. I'm sure there's a lot of opportunities we've overlooked. And that's a time when we can pray, Lord, show me someone I can help. Show me where I can help somebody. Show me where I can serve. But I'm going to tell you, when you pray and you ask him to show you who needs help and where he wants you to serve, you better be ready, because he's going to show you. And you need to be obedient to that. If you're sincerely and genuinely praying about that and asking for that, he will show you. And, this is also where I go into another place that I've heard so many times, and I've said it too, guys. I don't have time. I don't know how many times lately I have said, I can't believe we're already in February. And, our time is so fast and furious. I say that all the time. I said, we are so busy all the time. We are. Our world is this way. And if you're not, you're getting busier. It's just busy, busy, busy. So there's something that I have an answer. I have an answer for that. And there's something that I've started praying, and you've got to be ready on this one too, and you've got to really want it and be genuine about it if you're going to pray this prayer. But, if time is your issue as far as helping somebody. Now, I'm not talking about giving money and doing all that. I'm talking about physically helping somebody, whether it's, like I said, calling and checking on somebody, or seeing that your neighbor's blowing or raking leaves and just going over and starting to help, or helping that I don't know how many times I'll see a gentleman in the grocery store that can't find what's on the list for his wife. And I'll say, hey, what you looking for? The mustard? Okay, let's see. Last time I saw it, and usually it's always in a different spot because, they always change where everything goes. But, that helped him. And, the thing, I've got to get back on the time, though. Lord, help me to use my time differently. Help me to use my time differently so that I can better serve you. If you ask for that, it's coming, and He will help us to make that time to help others. And so we know that we can pray and ask the Lord to help us to know who needs us, where we can help somebody. So we talked about that. I just said we can pray and ask Him to help us to use our time differently, where we can more effectively serve Him. And I want to tell you something else that I meant to say a minute ago before I went off on all these places. Whether you are 20 years old or 80 years old, what you do today, whether you're helping somebody, encouraging somebody, or whatever you're doing, that kindness can outlive you. Now hear me on this. Whether you're 20 or 80, what you do today to help someone can outlive you. Meaning, if I encouraged someone today, or I helped that person rake their leaves in their yard, or whatever we do, they may tell someone else, that may continue sharing that, telling somebody how that made them feel, that nobody's ever done that before, or they didn't know that somebody cared enough to do that for them, or to help them, or to speak to them, or whatever it may be. And that could be a story that could be shared for 50 years. Nobody even knows who did it or who said it anymore, but it's outliving you. That kindness. And I know we always say, oh, pay it forward, oh, acts of kindness, da-da-da-da. But y'all, it is so true and so important that we help others, and we don't have to wait on somebody to help us or to show us an act of kindness. Okay, that person didn't smile at me, I don't want to help them. No, we can't be that way. Jesus wasn't that way. He's still not that way. We're not taught that way. We might need to be the first ones. And the thing is when you're helping others, you help yourself. Because not only does it feel good to help somebody, but sometimes we don't even realize it, but by us helping them, we are growing. We are helping us, and we don't even know it. So, 2 things today. Start journaling, please. I really think this is something that's just not focused on enough. And help somebody this week and write about it in your journal. Telling you, it makes a difference. So, thank you for joining me. I hope you all have a fantastic week. Get out and enjoy this sunshine. Yes, it's cold, but it is beautiful. God has given us such a beautiful, beautiful place to live and enjoy. And I know there's a lot of negative that's always going on in our world, but we have so much to be thankful for, guys. Love to you all. See you next time.